Good evening, students. Welcome back to the classes. It was a long gap, but still we could able to continue from here. What other things have left? Okay. So in the last class, we have seen about that when the uh, customer is making some complaint to us, maybe because of poor service or some damaged product or because of some damaged quality. The reason may be many things, but they may be making complaints to us. But think as a company, as a marketer, how you are going to handle the complaints, how you are going to handle their queries or grievances and so on. So and repeatedly I'm telling you that these adjustment letters, these adjustment letters are meant for meeting out the or answering for the complaints made by the customers. Okay, so in the sense, the last class we have seen about three different elements. When you talk about the complaints may be because of at the fault of the customer, or sometimes it may be fault of the company, or sometimes it may be fault of the third party. That is how we have seen that. And because if for example, when a customer is making a complaint that the product is damaged, okay, the damage could have been done by the customer itself, or the company itself would have supplied a damaged product to the customer. Sometimes it is not the fault of the customer, it is not fault of the company, but it may be the fault of the carrier, maybe through the parcel service or the person who the logistics company. They could have made the mistakes, and because of that the customer would have received the product. But whatever the case, as we are repeatedly seeing that customer is always a king. Okay, so we are doing business, and the customers are the backbone for that. So any complaint, whatever things they are going to make to us, and we should see to that we are addressing to their problems. So in that sense, in the last class we have seen about making adjustment letter number one. That is when there is a fault at our side, when the company's fault is at the company side, and how they are going to reply to the complaint letter what that is being sent by the customer. We have seen the different elements, and in this class, if suppose the company is not at the fault, the customer is making the claim, the customer is complaining, but when you just see the what is the reason for all those things, then you understood that it is not at the fault of the company, but it may be the fault of the customer itself. Probably he could have not handled it properly, or according to the procedurally you would have not operated it, or he would have mishandled it. The reason may be anything, but the fault is not yours, but it is the fault of the company, I mean customers. So in that case, how we are going to approach this one? Okay, so whatever the communication that we are going to see to that, we must understand that the 7 C's you must ensure. Okay, then again the basic component of a letter. Okay, the basic component of the letter, the layout of the letter also should be what I'm saying, it should be taken into these things. Okay, so here, even if you're convinced at the heart that the customer is unfair, unreasonable and discourteous, you must reply. Okay, so this is the first situation, you must keep it in mind that okay, it is not the fault of the company, it is the fault of the customer, but customer is making the complaint. But even though you understand, I mean, even though you came to know that it is the fault of the customer, but we should not just like the ignore the complaint and go. Okay, it is not that only when you, I mean, when the fault is on your side, you have to reply. It's not like that. Even if it is a fault at the customer side or the third party side, you must reply. Okay, this is the first thing. And whatever things you are going to do, whatever things you have started in the earlier reply letter, adjustment letter on, the same thing can be applied here also. Okay, and when normally we used to get the tendency that okay, when it is a other's fault, and it's a customer fault, but still he is making complaint, now we may get that irritation, or something we may get the rude behavior. Okay, so in the sense, please don't react violently. It is a tendency to react violently, but we should not react violently. You must reply and don't react violently. Say that okay, so when he claims all those things, and you can just say that okay, perhaps he is right, then gradually make him to think in your angle. Okay, so normally we call it as a yes but technique. Yes but technique. So when an opponent party is coming with a problem, when an opponent party is coming with a complaint, okay, so first, though you find that it is not at your fault, it is the fault of the customer only, but abruptly you cannot prevent him to say his complaint. Abruptly you cannot just slap on his face. Okay, so you have to just first you just have the approach like yes but technique, in the sense, yes, we understand that whatever things you say, it may be correct, whatever things first you put it across. Okay, so when you read these lines, when you read these lines, that you are agreeing for his expression of viewpoints, expression of a grievance, no, so normally he gets a cool down. Okay, but at the same time, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. It is the fault of the customer. You have to make him to understand that, okay, it is a thing, something happened on his side. Okay, so in that case, what you are supposed to do, you have to explain the reason thereafter. Straight away, you just don't say that, no, 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 it is your fault. No, no, it is your thing. Okay, see, this is how you're done. That is how you're done. Yes, that you are going to say it later stage. But before that, try to put him in a shape or mental state that, okay, so you are hearing his complaint. Okay, so normally you can say that we understand your problem, sir. So probably it would have happened like this. What are things you are claiming? That may be right, but okay, so when you use this is but technique, and when you say but, then you can explain your own stand. Then you can explain how, what I mean, what would have happened in the customer end, how it had happened, everything. Thus you can go for it. Okay, so you must reply it, and you don't react violently, though it is not at your fault. And again, you have to adopt the yes but technique. Okay, so if the customer can be accommodated, do it gracefully. In case suppose you could able to easily accommodate him, and for what I'm say, what are the mistakes he has done, though it is not at his fault, but it can be replaced by you, or some solutions can be given by you, that also you can very well mention in your letter. Okay, and if it is not possible for you to replace, if it is not possible to address his grievances, if you cannot give back the money, okay, so you cannot whatever things he is claiming, you cannot able to give it now. So tell him politely that why he cannot be accommodated, why he cannot be given whatever things he is being claimed. Okay, so that is how your adjustment letter should be carried out. Okay, and what are the principles we have seen in an adjustment letter, that must be said earlier, but the situation is different. In the first situation, it is the fault of the company itself, so you are admitting it, you are expressing it, you are sympathizing it, and you are just going for it. Just recall all those things and all. Along with that, if the situation is like this, the fault is on the company, I mean the customer side, it is not at the company side, it's not at your end. Okay, so in that case, you just, there also you have to reply, but you have to reply it very politely, and don't reply violently or abruptly. Use the technique, yes but technique, and tell him that if it is possible for you to replace it, or you could able to accommodate his what are the claim he is claiming, you can also just do it gracefully, because he is your customer. Or if it is not possible for you to go for it, it is not possible for you to meet out what are the demand is raising over it, just you tell him that politely why you can, I mean why all is cannot, I mean claims cannot be accommodated, or it cannot be met by the company. Okay, so this is the second situation. Okay, when you come to the third situation, that is not the fault of the customer, not the fault of the company, but it is the fault of the carrier. It is the fault of the intermediate. Okay, so here your approach the same. What are the points you have just mentioned in the first case, right? The same thing, you have to recall it. You have to just express the thanks to the customer for bringing to your knowledge, for bringing to you about the particular delay or damage. So what are things happen due to the transit, no? So that you have to mention it here, and just tell him that you are sympathizing with him, that is you understand his feeling. Okay, so you are showing your sympathy for the inconvenience caused to the customer because of that third party thing. See, even the fault is at the third party, the customer is coming to you only, and it is a responsibility of yours to give him the proper feedback over it. Okay, here also you cannot just say that no, no, it is a fault of the third party, I cannot come and compensate it, or I cannot mind about it. You can't say like that. Okay, so every complaint letter should be addressed back. It is an opportunity for the company to bring, I mean, to build a long-term friendship, a long-term relationship with the customer. Okay, how you are dealing with it, because the customer is at least, I mean, at that particular point of time, he will be giving more importance for the product. But the later stage, no, whether it is a method or different story, whether he's not getting it, that thing will fade away from his mind. But how you approach his complaint, how you, I mean how the company handle this complaint, that only will be written in his mind. Okay, so your proper approach, a professional approach dealing with this what is a complaint letter, definitely will give a long-term relationship with the customers. Okay, so here also you are expressing the thanks, and you are showing the sympathy to the customer, and you are stating the adjustments you have made, though it is a third party mistake, but as from the company side, what are the things you have done it. Okay, so how you are made, how you are, because probably you may be having some what I say agreement, or you be having some what I say understanding between the carrier and the company. If something is happened the transit, that would have been compensated for anything. Okay, so, but on your side, what are the adjustments you have made? What are the steps you have taken in order to rectify the error? I mean, the complaint of the customers. Okay, and you have to state the adjustments you have made and tell the customer how to deal with the damaged goods. Okay, even in case the parties, third parties reason also further what they are supposed to do, that also can be mentioned in your letter. Okay, so if you have received your product at the damaged condition, you just keep it aside, sir. Don't dismantle it. Just put it in a separate cabin. Put it in back into the what is the box, and try to wrap it. Keep it as it is, or send back to us. We'll just enquire it, or send back to the courier office, at the parcel office, or the logistics day office. Anything you can just state to that particular customer. Here you are giving some input to them that what the customer can do with the damaged goods or so and so, right? Then at last, when you're concluding it, you have to conclude in the sense that assure the customers that the mistakes will not happen again. Okay, so that should be the crux of your letter. That should be the crux of your what is the letter, what you, I mean, communication you are making to back to the customer. Okay, so when the customers are making complaints, so three situations may be there. One is at the customer end, the fault may be there. The second one is the fault may be at the end of the company, and the fault may be at the end of the carrier. When it is at your side, accept it gracefully. Do the favor, whatever things you can do to him, and thank him for the bringing to your attention, and what the things you are make at a point, and you are making assuring him that those mistakes will not happen again. All these things you are going to put it across in your letter, the first adjustment letter. Where in the second adjustment letter, it is when the fault is at the side of the customer, not at the fault of the company. Again, here you should not go unnoticed, right? You should not just ignore and go. Rather, you can very well, you have to reply to the customer, and if you have to reply without any, what is abruptly, you should not reply without any violence. You have to reply to the customer, and you just empathize him, simply everything you have to go for it. Okay, but at the same time, you have to express him that there is no need for you to belittle yourself. There is no need to put down yourself to the very least extent. There is no need for you to bow to the customers also. That is a different story, because the fault is not your side. But at the same time, you have to accept him. You have to, what I can say, tell him that how the mistake has happened, and what can be the reasons behind the particular damage or complaint what is made. That you have to explain him clearly. You can use the SBUT technique very well over here. Then if it is possible, try to accommodate the customer, whatever the things he is coming with. If it is possible for the company to replace, or company to what I say solve the particular issues, do it gracefully. If it is not possible for you to accommodate the problem, then you can very well, what I can say, explain him that why it is not possible for the company to replace the product, or meet out its demand, other things and all. Okay, when the fault is at the carrier side, then you are thanking the customer for bringing to their notice, and you are showing the sympathy. What are the, what the inconvenience might the customers might have experienced it, and you are also just stating out what are the adjustments you are making towards the complaint of the customer, and you are also giving some input to the customers that how he can deal with the damaged product, and at last you can assure the customers that the mistakes will not happen again. Okay, so these are the things you have to ensure when you are going for replying the or writing the adjustment letters to the complaint letters made by the customers. Okay, so with this we are closing it, and we will discuss the things in the next class. Thank you.